Good morning. I hope it's live. Just going to wait a minute because I'm using new software. There we are. I think we're live now. So it is Sunday, I think it's the 5th of April today, 2020, and it's the 21st day of live videos, although yesterday's wasn't live. It was a pre-recorded video by the lovely Jane for young children, aged from about 3 or 4 up to about 8 or 9. So if you miss that and you do have children that age, then please do find it. She is just fabulous and she's got the calmest voice. I was just listening to it and felt soothed just listening to her. So she does a little bit of tapping with young children. So great for parents too. So you might want to check that one out. And I'm hoping to have a couple of other guest speakers. Is that the right word? I'm not sure. Guests anyway, doing tapping for teenagers and maybe for sort of tweens as well in between years, because I know many of you have children at home and tapping's a great thing to do with them. So I'm hoping to get a few more guest people over here. Gives me a day off as well. So how are you? How am I? Well, yesterday we found out that another 2 weeks has been added to lockdown here in Spain. So that'll be 6 weeks in total, which means we're only halfway through. So I think that's still settling for me a bit. It wasn't a huge surprise, but maybe a disappointment, which I have talked about before. And disappointment is often a big cause, isn't it, of our dissatisfaction in things in general. So I have been asked by at least 2 people to talk about using tapping to help, well, someone worded it, to avoid World War III in my home, but I called it harmony at home because I thought that was a bit better. So I realised that for many, many people, being in your home with your family around you is a bit of a strange experience, because we actually, although we might share a home, we often lead quite separate lives. Someone might be out at work all day, someone might be traveling. So we often don't spend that much time together. And in forcing a lot of people in a confined space for a period of time can be a bit of a challenge. So there are different aspects here that I'm just going to talk and tap through, and hopefully you'll find something that is beneficial for you. On a practical note, if you are able to each have your own space, even if it's the corner of a room, I think that is very valuable. And even with children, actually, you can set down rules of engagement, because children can help with chores around the house, they can help with jobs. And if everybody knows what they've got to do, so if someone's responsible for the washing up and there's a meal preparing rota and there's whatever, a cleaning rota, that can actually really help. Because if one person feels responsible for all of the cleaning, the cooking, etc., then that can cause quite a lot of conflict unless that's been pre-agreed. So in my house, we have quite clearly defined roles. So that works quite well. On the whole, we don't tend to dispute. And it's often the little everyday stuff that escalates, isn't it, into the big rows. And of course, at this time, everybody's a bit uncertain and a bit confused and a bit fearful. And that manifests itself in different ways. So it often manifests itself by them being really annoying or really angry because they feel powerless, because they are a bit powerless. So it can manifest itself in ways that might be really rubbing you up the wrong way. So let's see how we go. So if there is disharmony in your home, or has been in the last few weeks, few days, few hours, just tune into that. And it might not be that it is you directly involved. It might be other members of your family arguing And that sets your nerves on edge or winds you up as well. The fact that other people are not getting on. Okay. Even though when I think about the arguments, the shouting, the sulking, the general bad atmosphere in my home at the moment, it makes me feel, what does it make me feel? Upset, angry, furious, enraged, like crying. I accept that I feel this way anyway, even though I really hate the tensions, the atmosphere, all the stuff going on in my house at the moment. And I feel that I have to be the peacemaker. And that's hard work. I accept myself anyway. Even though, for some reason, I feel that it's always down to me to keep everybody else happy. And I'm fed up with that. No one cares what I think. I accept that that is just how I'm feeling right now. On the top of the head. I know that everybody's a bit stressed. Inside the eyebrow. If you're happy to do the face, that's fine. Otherwise, meet me on the collarbone. I know everybody is experiencing fear. And I know that that manifests in weird ways in their behavior. But I still have to live with them. I still have to put up with them 24 hours a day in this house. And sometimes it's driving me mad. Sometimes I just want to scream. Sometimes I want to bang their heads together, as my mum used to say. Sometimes I've just had enough. I want to get away. It's really hard living in this space with these other people. All the conflict, all the tension, all the tears, all the shouting, all the upset. It's just too much emotion. I'm really struggling. People aren't pulling their weight equally. The division of tasks is not fairly divided. And that really annoys me. I'm fed up with that. I'm fed up with having to keep the peace, with having to keep the warring factions apart. I'm worn out by it. As if life wasn't hard enough at the moment. I don't need this on top. And it's really getting to me. I am really struggling. Some days I just want to walk out or shout or slam some doors. And I realise that that might be how my own fear and uncertainty is manifesting. Perhaps I'm not as tolerant as normal. After all, we're living in strange times at the moment. And I also know, deep in my heart, I cannot change the behaviour of others. I can't change their behaviour. I can't change what emotions they're experiencing. I can't change how they allow this fear to play out. I cannot change the way they behave. I can only change myself. All I can do is change how I react to the situation. I can only change me. I have no power to change anybody else. Even though I realise I can only change myself, they are still infuriating me And it's hard to accept that it all has to be down to me. But I will, just for now, anyway. Even though I don't see why I should be the one making the changes, but I'm prepared to give it a go just for today. Even though I feel a bit indignant that I'm the one that has to make the changes, I'm open to the possibility of trying it just for today. I don't feel that I should be the one making changes. They are the ones with the problem, not me. It's out there. It's not in me. But I do know at some level that when I change and my perception changes, everything will change. I do know that the world around me will begin to change. And maybe the people around me will change as well. So maybe I'll give it a little go. I'll try to think about them differently. I'll try to see them like fearful children instead of angry monsters. I'll try and have a little compassion today. Even though it is really difficult to see any good in the people with whom I share my house, because they're all driving me mad, I choose today to appreciate something in all of them, even if that's really hard to find. Even though I can't possibly think of anything good that any of them are doing at the moment, I am prepared to look really hard and acknowledge and appreciate something positive that they have done today. Even though I am very resistant to showing any sort of appreciation to the people in my home, just for today, I'm prepared to really look hard for something that I could appreciate in them and to acknowledge that to them. I'm resistant to this. I can't see anything positive that they're doing. I don't see why I should acknowledge what they've done is good. I don't see why I should appreciate them today. But maybe, just maybe, I can look really hard. I can find something small and I can acknowledge to them that I appreciate something they've said or done today. Because I know that when I am appreciated, I really like it. When I'm appreciated, it makes me feel so much better. When I'm appreciated, I really enjoy it. So maybe I could spread a bit of that good feeling to the people in my home. I can show them appreciation today, even if it's over something small. And maybe that will help bring in a little harmony. Even though I know exactly how I'd like them to behave, I realise that perhaps I am not behaving in that way all of the time. And I accept that I could make some changes in my own behaviour. Even though it drives me mad how they behave, and I know how I'd like them to be, I'm prepared to accept and take on board that maybe I am not enacting that behaviour. Even though the behaviour of those around me is really making me struggle, pushing my buttons. I accept that my own behaviour might not always be what I would like to see in others. And I'm prepared to have a go at making some changes there. I'm open to trying to be the person I want them to be. I'm prepared to give it a go, to try and be like I'd like them to be. I am prepared to have a try at being more like I'd like them to be. I am prepared to be like I'd like them to be. If I want them to be patient and cheerful, I will try and be patient and cheerful. If I want them to be relaxed and calm, I will try and be relaxed and calm. If I want them to be smiley and loving, I'm prepared to try to be smiley and loving. I'm prepared to have a go at being how I want them to be. I will give this a try just for today. I'm prepared to give it a try just for 5 minutes. I'm prepared to give it a try for half an hour. Maybe I can make a difference to the peace and tranquility in my home. Maybe I can generate the change. I'm open to the possibility of trying. Well done. Take a big breath there and just see how that felt. So we went through 3 stages really. The first stage was acknowledging your own feelings about the people in your house, the people around you. The second was realizing that when we are appreciated, we feel good. So appreciating others where they are might help them to feel good. And the third thing we did was to acknowledge that in order to help others around us to be how we'd like them to be, we need to be like that too. So the change does come from within, as you know it. It's just not always easy to acknowledge. So I truly hope that this tapping sequence, A, I hope the technology works because we're on a different system. And B, I really hope that that has been helpful to you today. I'd love to hear your comments. And I hope that a few war zones might be abated in homes around the place. So I'll be back again tomorrow. If there's anything you'd like me to tap on for you, then please let me know. Always love hearing your comments and receiving your messages. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your harmonious day.